Now, in my last video talking about the ROG Ally, the Legion Go, comparing them and sort of giving you guys a showcase of which device might be better for you. Those are not typically devices that I review here on this channel specifically, right? Usually sticking to like phones, laptops, iPads, tablets, things like that. Steamdeck OLED is something that has been a really impressive device for a couple of different reasons. And in my mind, if you're choosing between the Ally, the Go, and the Steam Deck, there's one particular reason you would choose the Steam Deck over these other two. I'm going to break down everything that I've experienced personally in my time using all three of these devices. And the goal here is to help you guys make a well-rounded purchasing decision of which one of these three handheld devices is going to be the best fit for you. If you're new here, my name is Dave and I do tech. Oh, and if you guys are like me and absolutely addicted to that new game Power World and wondering how the heck this thing runs on the Steam Deck, the answer is that it runs really well. I'm able to play pretty much the entire time on the Steam Deck in more of like those low setting profiles for graphical fidelity. It's been a smooth experience, able to play with my buddy Qua, we're able to go hunt, build things. On the Legion Go and the ROG Ally, you are able to play on more of like those higher settings, right? Able to get better texture quality, better effect quality, and better frame rates. But I mean, if you're looking to play, you can absolutely play on this. In my last video, I went outside and showed you guys the screens on the ROG Ally and the Legion Go have 500 nits of peak brightness, and you can use both of them outside and see the games and the content and media that you want to perfectly fine. Right now, it is about 20 degrees outside, which is even colder than it was then. Not a shot that I'm going outside. I do love you guys though. That being said, the Steam Deck does have a peak brightness of 1000 nits, twice as much as the Legion Go and the Ally. And so suffice to say, if you can play both of those outside, you can absolutely play the Steam Deck outside more comfortably because it does just get brighter. Now, in terms of in-the-hand use, out of the three of these, I can definitely say, being a PlayStation gamer, that having the two thumbsticks here be symmetrical is a huge plus for me. Having this sort of like Xbox controller layout on the Ally and the Go is not a deal breaker, something that, you know, I've been playing a lot of different games on both of these, but having them symmetrical here on the Steam Deck is definitely a huge plus. In hand, in terms of like which console feels the best to use, I can definitely say that it goes for me in order: Steam Deck, and then the Legion Go, and then the Ally, which is interesting because before using either the Go or the Steam Deck, I thought the Ally felt perfectly comfortable in the hand. And after using all three of them for an extensive amount of time, it really comes down to the back grooves on the back of the controller, right? The way that your fingers dip more naturally than on the Ally. On the Ally, it's a bit more of a flatter device. And again, I want to stress that in a vacuum, before I used either of these, the Ally was not an uncomfortable device to use in the hand. I used it every single day, handheld mode, playing Cyberpunk and other games, perfectly fine. But when looking at all three of them compared, definitely goes this one, and then this one. And if you were wondering in terms of battery life, I would say go Steam Deck, Legion Go, ROG Ally. You're getting about 30 to 40 minutes additional battery life on the Legion Go over the Ally, and the Steam Deck, you're getting about 30 to 40 minutes more battery life on that than on the Legion Go. There's not a lot else to say there. And if you ask me personally, the resume function on the Steam Deck is by far superior on the Ally and the Legion Go. You can hit the power button, but because Windows is not great at having like a sort of dedicated suspend feature built into the software, the operating system, your game still sort of is running in the background, if that makes sense, which drains your battery life. But here on the Steam Deck, you can actually suspend it and it actually puts your game to sleep. Now, a workaround on that is that you can hit hibernate mode on the Ally and the Legion Go, and that essentially becomes the same thing. But even then, I still think the sleep to waking back up is smoother on the Steam Deck. Also, if you're enjoying the video, I have a goal this year of hitting 50,000 subscribers, a step towards going full-time YouTube, making content for you guys. So if you're enjoying the video, please hit the subscribe button so you can see more, and back to your video. So I personally never used the original Steam Deck, and the ROG Ally was my first experience with any of these three consoles here. And I have to say that the Legion Go and the Steam Deck have ruined the Ally for me. That's just honestly screen size. You're getting a 7.4-inch display on the Steam Deck and a 7-inch display on the ROG Ally. And I can say, right, I mean, the 1080p display on the ROG Ally using the AMD FSR for the sharpening that looks natural and makes things look really crisp and detailed on the screen is definitely better than over here on the Steam Deck in my personal experience. Now, depending on who you are, the OLED here on the Steam Deck may not matter a whole lot, but you can tell the difference going from like the LCD panels to this OLED display, right? getting the sort of like darker, punchier blacks, the color reproduction that you're getting here on the Steam Deck look really great. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that flat out, I prefer the screen on the ROG Ally and the Legion Go in terms of like crispness and detail. And The Last of Us Remastered just flat out looks way better on these two devices than on this one. Now that's a little nitpicky, right? I mean, it's amazing that you can play a game like that at all on any of these devices, but it's something that I have to be honest about. For myself, as someone who works as a clinical therapist, it's nice that the ROG Ally and the Legion Go are not just gaming handhelds, but they're also Windows PCs that are portable, right? So I can actually run my Works clientele software on both of these, where on the Steam Deck, and there are some workarounds so that way you can install Windows on this, but it can be a little bit of a headache. It involves more steps, but right out of the box, it's just a gaming handheld the way that like a PlayStation Vita is or like a Nintendo Switch. That being said, however, that does come with some benefits in that the software that you're using here is very smooth, very intuitive, and it's basically just SteamOS on a handheld. Everything works really well. When you press the little Steam menu to sift through your library, sales, or switch back and forth between games, that works way faster on here than the Legion Space or Armory Crate on the Legion Go and Ally, respectively. I've maybe had like 1 or 2 hitches, but everything works perfectly here on the Steam Deck, even though the chipset is not as powerful. The stock software on the Legion Go and the ROG Ally do work, I would say a good like 85 to 90% of the time, bug-free. There are some bugs and glitches that you are going to get, and there are some times when things don't work as smoothly as you want it to. Such is the life of using a PC. Though SteamOS is nice and very well optimized, you're not able to play every single game that you're going to want to play on the Steam Deck, right? So for example, Madden 24, right? That's something that I can play on my ROG Ally and the Legion Go perfectly fine with no problems. Of course, some performance things and stuff like that, but I can play those games consistently and whenever I want to. On the Steam Deck, I tried to boot it up and it's just like flat out not an option. You just can't do it. And so there is that push and pull of finding games that are compatible with the Steam Deck that for some people is not going to be a problem. There are some of you that are like, oh, well, most of the games that I want to play are compatible with the Steam Deck, and that's fine with me. And there are going to be some of you guys that the games that you do want to play are just not. Now, in terms of gyro support, if that's something that you're looking for in your handheld, at release, the ROG Ally did not have that in the settings. With some recent updates though, now that's something that is not only just here in the Ally, but it's also done incredibly well. There are a lot of different settings and toggles that you can personally tweak so that way the gyroscope feels the way that you want it to feel. I would say in terms of cohesiveness and customizability in terms of how you'd actually want to use gyro in your gaming handheld, I would say that it's a tie between the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally, and then there's a pretty sizable gap, and then you have the Legion Go, who does have gyro support, but you don't have all of the different ways to customize how it feels, and when it's on, it's just on. You're not able to toggle it on and off the way that you are here on the Steam Deck and on the ROG Ally. Like for example, when I'm playing Cyberpunk on my Ally, I just hit the M1 button here to toggle it on and off. You can also set it so it holds it down. You can toggle different sensitivities. And here on the Steam Deck, it's really easy to just like touch your touchpad, and then you're able to utilize the gyro support, or when you turn things on the Legion Go, it's just sort of on. You can't even really tweak how sensitive it is and how it feels in game. So definitely Steam Deck and Ally, then a pretty sizable gap, and then the Legion Go. But what you're not getting on the Ally or the Steam Deck are detachable joysticks that you can use for both your camera and your movement. Yeah. Now, typically this is not the way that I would use this. I wouldn't use this for like Marvel Midnight Suns, for example. But for Cyberpunk 2077, I've tried it. It's a lot of fun for third-person games as well. But this is something that you can't do on either of those devices, where gyroscope support is something they can update here, but you can't just get dual twin sticks on those devices. I think this is a good time to note that the Steam Deck and the Ally are comparably quiet when you're playing games, but the Legion Go is a very, very loud boy. In terms of speakers, to put it plainly, I would say it's the ROG Ally in the first place, and then the Steam Deck, and then the Legion Go. I think what helps is that both the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck have front-facing speakers that do sound good. They're really good quality. The Legion Go, man, I love using it because it has that large, crisp display, but the speakers disappoint me pretty much every single time I pick it up. They're fine. Like, in a vacuum, they're fine. You're getting the sound out of your games, but the ROG Ally and the Steamdeck make you feel more immersed because of the speakers. Where on the Legion Go, you're not quite getting that same quality sound experience. They're good enough, you can hear your games, and they work, but Ally and Steamdeck. Now again, this is not meant to be a fanboy review video. Honestly, I think that all of these handhelds fit a specific thing for specific people. So I think it's amazing that we have more competition in this field, because we're just gonna keep on getting better and better iterations of handheld devices, mini PlayStation 4s, almost, in our hand. For me personally, I side with the Legion Go. I do personally enjoy the crisper resolution. The 8-inch display is amazing for me personally. And the only thing really that I don't like about the Legion Go is that the speakers are not as good as the Steamdeck and the Ally, but I can kind of overlook those things because I enjoy the gaming experience on it so much, even the haptics. But it's going to vary from person to person, and that's absolutely okay. So thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time it is you are watching this. And as always, peace, love, and adios. Bye guys, and have a great day.